I wasn't expecting it to do that because I hadn't put in what I was talking about. But anyway, hey, it says I've gone live, so I'm going live. Hi everyone, it's Viv going live from York. I've had a bit of a crazy week. Some of you, if you've been looking at my status, might have noticed. I haven't been like ill, but I've definitely been brewing something. So I've been taking it easy, which is something I don't normally do particularly well, unless I'm really, really, really ill, obviously. So it's been quite a good learning experience for me, to be honest, because I took it easy. Well, if you saw my live last week, I was in bed reading, which has been lovely. I've been reading those 3 books all week. Hi, Sarah. But I stupidly, even though I felt really, really rough on Friday and I was in bed all day Friday, I went to work on Saturday, which was a really bad idea. Ended up with a temperature, came home a bit early, but because I'm the only one on reception and we had quite a busy day, I didn't get away particularly early, which sort of floored me for the rest of the week. So I'm still not feeling 100%, but a lot better than I was. But so on Sunday, I sort of made a conscious decision to just take it easy, sort of wipe my diary clear of anything that I didn't desperately need to do, which I always find really hard to do because I don't like letting people down. But it was really good for me, basically, because one of the books I've been reading is about breathing. So it's got me back into looking at diaphragmatic breathing, which I don't do particularly well at all. I haven't been a particularly good breather since really, really little girl. I think I was quite a scared child, and when you're scared you tend to tense up and then you don't breathe deeply enough. And because I've been doing more walking and running and stuff, I have really noticed that I'm a bit of a mouth breather as well, which is supposedly not a good idea. So I've been looking into breathing properly. I've been doing a lot of breathing exercises, which, to be honest, is a lot easier to do when you're in bed not feeling particularly well. And it's one of the things that I suddenly thought, you know what, I've probably become more aware of this because of using essential oils, because a lot of the time when I use the oils, I breathe them in. I use my hands as a diffuser. So you do take the deep breaths. So then that at least is, if you're doing that like I do quite often, most days I sort of do that at least 2 or 3 times a day. That does mean for those times you are breathing deeply. So I've found another good reason to use essential oils, other than the fact that they have amazing benefits on your body. It does actually, if you're breathing them in, it does actually mean you breathe more the way that your body is designed to breathe, i.e. from your diaphragm, so belly breathing rather than breathing up in your chest. So I thought I'd just come on and say that because I thought it was actually quite interesting. One of the side effects of using essential oils that I hadn't really thought about until lying in bed this week. So some of the other things that I've realised is obviously listening to my body, which is again something I probably am not that good at, but I'm getting better at, again because I use essential oils and because of my shamanic work, where you do a sort of, if you get a soul retrieval or anything like that, there's a lot of sort of integration that you have to do to get the part back into your body and sort of become aware of it. So a lot of that has happened because of some of the training I've done in the past. And then some of the other things I've been thinking about is being aware that when you're ill or you're not looking after yourself, if your body's not sort of running 100%, actually it can massively affect your emotions as well. So that's something else I've noticed this week, that some of the things that I've noticed, you know, scrolling on Facebook or people not commenting on some of your things, or other people getting more comments on some of the stuff they've said, has really knocked me down. And being really aware of that when you're physically low, sometimes it really does tap into your emotional health as well. And so yeah, I've been being aware, a bit more aware of that, a bit more sensitive to what other people have said to me, having a more of a negative effect, which I've not really noticed before. Probably other people may notice these things more than me, but it's been a really interesting learning curve. But one of the things I really liked, because if you saw one of the books I was reading and I raved about, is I'd really highly recommend getting this. Really, really interesting book. And he got put in prison, basically, wasn't expecting to. It's the first person who's been put in prison without having committed a crime or something like that. So it was a civil case and it was contempt of court. So they sent him for 9 months, which is just crazy for contempt of court. So he looked at the positive side of it. It's a really good book. It's basically an inspirational guide to conquering adversity. And definitely, I think if you're someone who's been put in prison when you weren't expecting to be, and then had to deal with it, and he was put in Pentonville, which is not, it's for Class B prisoners, and he should have been, I think, in a Class D prison. So definitely get that book if it's your sort of thing. But one of the things I really liked, and I couldn't find it, I was going to quote it, but I can't find it at the moment, was he said he'd been trying over the past 3 years before getting put in prison, he'd been trying to go on sort of a retreat where he could just shut off from everything. And then it's sort of like, just be careful of what you put out to the universe. So I don't think being in prison for I think he was in there for 4.5 months. I don't think that was quite the retreat he was looking for, but he saw it as a really good opportunity to do some of the things that he'd wanted to do. Probably not the environment he wanted to do them in, but he definitely made the most of it. And so it was just putting out there that maybe if you notice your body sort of going, you're getting ill, or maybe you're heading for something, take care of yourself. If you can, take some time out, do some of the things you've wanted to do that sort of involve not moving a lot. This has been the first week since Christmas that I haven't been able to do my 5k walk, and I desperately wanted to do it this morning, and I just thought, I can't, my body's telling me I can't do it, so just need to let it go. Maybe, get your books out or your knitting or some of those things that maybe you haven't been able to do, and just listen to your body. Get your essential oils out, or whatever your alternative medicine thing is that you like to take. Don't use it as something that's a crutch to keep you going, because that is not a good idea. My husband's been doing that a bit this week, and he's now actually quite ill. More than, I say, if he's got the same thing as me, he's definitely got it worse than I had it. So just take the opportunity to listen to your body, chill out if you can. I know that's not possible for everyone. I'm quite lucky that I can sort of slow down a bit. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. If you want to know anything more about essential oils or the shamanic work I do, or you'd like me to send you a link to this book or any of the other ones, especially the one about breathing is really, really good. Would highly recommend that to anybody who thinks they don't breathe from their diaphragm. Basically the base of your, I didn't know this until I reread it. So the bit you get about, I think it was only 10% of oxygen if you breathe from your chest. But if you breathe right down at your really low, a lot lower down than you think, you get, I think it's something ridiculous, like 70% of the air is down there. So if you're not breathing into your diaphragm, you're getting a lot less oxygen, which means you're going to be more tired, your body's going to be struggling more, etc., etc. So that book I've been reading, really good. So if you want to know any more about any of those things, just get in touch with me or drop a message below. If you're watching on replay, it'd be great if you put replay. If you're new, it'd be great if you put new, just so I know what's going on. Okay, thanks. Take care. Bye.